How does it feel? To know you can sit in your house and get shot in your couch while the killers and judges is hugging it out. Convicted with
mine real big.
That's how I keep you. Amazing. Untouchable.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I wrote every verse on this song. I take full credit. But shout out to Whitney Sine. Shout out to Sean's Room, yo.
Yes. I don't care. 2 whips, 2 chicks at the crib. Lifestyle, we wanna live, but it's absent. Niggas just talk, they never act.
Black.
Black on black, we attack if they try us. You can't
Yeah.
us. We don't shake if they try us. We come together, we don't break.
Never been to Calabasas, nah, baby, that's Drake.
Nah, baby, don't flake. Nah, baby, just wait. I was about to.
I love this
like
song.
part. Lost the S-Stay, thought it was a day.
Thought I had cake.
She canceled on me, oh well, heard me.
Mistake.
Hey.
Cancel 2020, nigga, doubt
Me, right here.
When we creep, nigga, Sean's room.
At me.
Essential.
Yeah.
That was when we creep, nigga, Sean's room.
At me.
Shout out Sean's room.
Shout out Sean's Room.
Yo, so hey, I like that record, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a question. Cause in the hook, she's like, "Pay cool, see so then the paper do," right?
Mhm.
Did
Yeah.
she know Paper Water was gonna host this mixtape?
No,
She didn't.
no, she didn't. She just did her Thug Thizzle. Shout out to Whitney Sine, man. That's a phenomenal artist, bro. Like, I'm always highly impressed every time I see her, every
Yeah.
time we work together,
Yeah.
every time she comes out with shit. Like, you know what's dope about that track too?
What's that?
Is that everyone says that track, even though this is a mixtape, everyone says that track sounds like a record that should be on like the radio and shit.
So that was my next question.
Oh shit! hell
Like,
yeah.
what is that? Like, is that a beat that you just jacked and jumped on, like on some
Yeah.
mixtape vibes, or was that like an original?
No, that's just a beat that we just actually I heard that. Okay, so Megan Thee Stallion, right? I heard her rap on that like years ago. That was the first time I seen Megan rap,
Got you.
and I fell in love with her because her titties were looking so nice in that video, and I just fell in love every time I see.
That's
I sound
interesting.
Like sound like a scumbag right now.
Well, I'm just saying that must have been bigger than a butt back then, because right now the butt is the center of attention.
I can't even call it. She just looks.
But continue with your story.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
sorry.
So Megan's tits. So I remember I see this video of her freestyling, some chick in front of
Right.
and she was just rapping, and I heard that beat, and I'm like, damn, that shit is so fire, and her titties look so nice. Shit's crazy. And then I just kept, every time that video will pull up on my timeline, I'm just like, because she's snapping too.
Right.
But her titties, you know what I mean? So I'm just listening.
Right.
So
that was the added bonus, but
Yes.
it was the beat that was like, yo, the beat's so crazy,
Yeah.
but the titties is like the added bonus.
Exactly.
Right? I got
So
you.
finally, I did my little Googles. I found out what the beat was, and I've always wanted to rap on that beat.
Got you.
And we was in a studio at Sean's room, and Sean was like, "Yo, let's finish the mixtape." And then Sean wrote hit. So we were looking for a beat. We're scoring through beats, and I was like, "Okay, what about this one?"
Right.
And then it was just hitting. And Whitney was in the studio with us, and then. She came up with some bars. She came up with some with a verse, a hook, and Sean too. And then we just laid it,
Yeah.
type shit. So
Hey, that one feels good. That one feels like an original. That's
Thank
why I
you,
wanted
man.
to ask about it, because it feels like that belongs to you. You know what I'm saying? So I don't
Yes,
know
I
who
want it.
owns the original record, but hey, you got a problem on your hands. I'm just saying.
You know what's
what I mean?
crazy? We were like, I think towards the end of the mixtape of us mixing it, we were listening to that song, and then we were like, we did some more Googles because we were
Right.
trying to figure out like, this is such a fire beat. Like, what was it? And it turns out that beat has so many samples. Like, it's an old school flip. I forgot who it is, but I know it's an old school Diddy flip, and then it's another. I think it's probably a Leah on it. It's got like 2 to 4, 6 samples on.
Okay,
that
so
bitch.
it's more than one sample.
Yeah.
So you talking about clearing a sample? You talking to multiple people?
Yeah, which I don't have the budget or the patience for, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, at this point, we got what we was looking for, a dope song. You know what I'm saying? It was fire.
Isn't that what's important though? At the end of the day,
Yeah, I think that's important to a degree. I mean, because as an artist, you know, you want to make money. That's important too,
Yes.
to be able to live off your art. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, that's it, you know, they have each component has its place. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Like, that's just the nature of the business. Anyway, let me make sure I welcome the people. Yo, what's up, man? It's your boy Lamontmusik, you know what I'm saying? And it's the Artist to Artist podcast where we discuss, where two artists discuss what art means to them. And I'm Lamontmusik coming out of South Florida. And you know what I'm saying? My music is the soundtrack to your grind. So make sure you go check that out. And today I got with me Mr. Docious. King, not Mr. King Docious. You know what I'm saying? Let me tell you about the first time I met this guy. First time I met this guy, we was vibing at a soda session. Now, soda is short for South Day. Am I right?
South Day come up.
South Day come up. And you know what I'm saying? Soda cup. And we was at a soda cup session. And this guy I couldn't tell if he was joking or serious. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing with him. I was like, is he for real? And then half of the things he told me, people was like, nah, that's not true. It's like, you know what I'm saying? So, but at the end of the day, when I heard him rap, that's when it was like, oh, this dude on another level, right? So here's the thing. The crazy thing about you is I heard you rap on a verse, and I was like, okay, I need to hear if this a fluke. Is this one time? Like, because the first verse I heard from you was so fire. I was like, okay, let me see. Let me just kind of watch and listen. And then what I heard you doing some crooning, some singing, dropping some notes here and there. Oh, you know what I'm saying? You was doing some stuff like that, and I was like, okay. So you know he got a couple different things he could do. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, boom. But then I heard you like rap, right? And it was like, okay, I want more. You know what I'm saying? It's like a teaser, like a tablespoon. Like, oh, here go a little bit. It's like, okay, I need to hear more. And then you told me you was coming out with a mixtape. But I'm gonna tell you when I started waiting on your mixtape. So I'm next door at the studio, right? I'm here, and I hear you recording on the other end, and I'm like, yo, what is that? What? And so I'm listening through the wall. I'm like literally listening, like, yo, this is fire here. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's going on? And then I hit you up. I'm like, oh, you know, I confronted you that day. I'm like, yo, what's up? What y'all making? When that drop? He's like, oh, it's coming. And so when the mixtape finally dropped, and I finally heard it, and I sat with it, I'm like, yeah, this is what we've been waiting on.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? So it's been a long time coming, man. I want to welcome y'all and to introduce y'all to King Docious. If you don't know, now you know. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and tell the people a bit about yourself, man.
Yo, I go by the name of King Docious, the beautiful Aquarius, Black Swan Dawn, a.k.a. Dreadlock Apollo, a.k.a. Adam Renaissance, a.k.a. Doshi. And I'm an Aquarius.
You're
in West Philadelphia, I was born and raised. In the playground is where I spend most of my days. I was actually chilling out, maxing, relaxing on cool, shooting some b-ball outside.
Did you play basketball?
I did. For
real? Like,
no.
See, this is what I'm talking about. You can't tell if he for real or not. You know what I'm saying? Did you play basketball or not? See, the people who watch me, they can't tell if you being serious or not. So you're gonna have to explain it to them. You know what I'm saying?
I can't play basketball. I don't have enough sprint in me to move like half the court type shit.
Did you play sports though?
By accident.
What you mean? You
like,
gotta break that down.
I was always a chubby kid, and my mom hated like fat people in the family. So she did her best to get me like into sports, because when you play sports, you get your heart rate up.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying? Get in
so
shape.
I was in all the sports, but like I was trash. I was horrible at all the sports. Football, I was the only reason why I was decent at football was because like I could hit niggas, you know what I mean?
Right.
But like I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. Like they would tell me all the plays, and I would just fuck up all the plays. They'll get mad as fuck. The only time I did good was on defense, because you just point at the nigga to hit, and I would hit him. And that was
you sound like one of my brothers.
Yeah,
Marcus Champion. He was the
Your
worst.
brother's name is Marcus
Champion, and couldn't play football for nothing.
That's a phenomenal name. And he ain't got.
Nah, hey, I'm kidding. He wasn't that bad, but he wasn't great either.
He wasn't great.
He gonna be watching. He gonna be bad.
Shout out to Marcus Champion. Sports are hard.
hey, it's all
can't.
good. You know what I mean?
I was trash.
Yeah, one time I knocked off his helmet. No, I'm just kidding. I just made that
That's
up.
fucked up.
No,
Nah, that's fucked up. I'm telling.
Nah, I was just playing. Listen, I was just playing.
You play sports?
Look. So anyway, look.
Yeah.
So what position did you play?
Fullback.
Fullback. You play fullback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I don't hear cats out there like, yeah, boy, I'm the best fullback in the world. Like,
It's trash.
I'm just saying that's not a position people brag about.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, no.
Oh, okay. What about nose guard? I played nose guard.
I mean, cause that's O line, yeah. So that's all right.
No, isn't nose guard defense?
Nose guard.
Do you know sports?
Hold on.
Do you know sports?
I mean, yeah. I mean,
You don't know sports.
Do you know?
No, I don't.
They got two people who don't know sports, so I don't know.
I don't know sports at all. I just know.
I'm running hot on the mic. Hold on, y'all folks, give me a second. I'm gonna run it down. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking loud. But yeah. So I don't know. I'm not the sports guy, but I played a little bit. I did a little something.
What sports you play?
I tried to play football. I did a little basketball. You know, my thing is, had I started earlier, I'd have been elite. I'd have been like,
Okay.
I'd probably be in the NBA right by now.
Damn, that's real.
You know what I'm saying? Nah.
You said that with a straight face.
At first.
At first.
At first. Nah, I was average. I think I was average. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So I could have been better, could have been worse. Who knows?
Who
You know,
knows?
you would have to be real good to be able to say. You know what I'm saying? You have to know basketball, or football for that matter. So, you know, it is what it is. But I got into rapping, and
That's another
you know what I'm
sport.
saying? Yeah, I
You're
feel
really
like
good at that sport.
I feel like I'm pretty good at that one too.
Really
You know what I'm
good.
saying? I know you pretty good for sure. How'd you get into rapping, man?
Oh man, my brother is one of my favorite rappers. My older brother. I'm the youngest of 3 siblings.
Okay.
And then my brother and all my cousins. Shout out to Mac. Shout out to Scheme. Shout out to Shice. That's my family. We thought we was the hot boys when we was growing up, but all of us was Lil Wayne.
Everybody wanted to be Lil Wayne.
Everybody wanted
during the
to
Hot
be
Boy
Wayne or
time.
Juvie.
Yeah.
But when they would rap, we would all start freestyling together.
Yeah.
And rapping and shit. And then I was the youngest, but I was just horrible. I was trash. And then out of everyone, I think Scheme still raps. That's my other cousin.
Okay.
My brother doesn't rap anymore. To me, he's one of the best, to be honest. Like
Nah,
every
that's
time I
good.
rap, I try to out rap that nigga. And
Got you.
he does not right now. He does film. That nigga's a fucking genius, bro.
And what was when you say he does film? What do you mean?
Screenplay, like he writes like scripts and shit like that.
Wow. Okay,
He
that's
does
dope,
that.
man. Shout out to him, man.
Yeah, shout out
Check
to
him
him.
out.
Shout out to Shice. So I started rapping with them, and then after that, I just kept going with it, and here I am.
Nah, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. No, that's good. I mean, I didn't even know that that was like who you're trying to top. You know, because when I heard the project, I don't, too much like to compare artists because I don't want them to be offended.
Man, man.
But it was Wayne-esque for me. Not not to say like, you know what I'm saying? It just meant, for the most part, it's like
Say it again.
it was Wayne-esque, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like,
Yes.
you know what I'm saying, you jumping on other beats and you have it's bar for bar, you know what I'm saying? You giving them bars.
Oh, man.
And so which brings the question, when you're putting together bars, are these kind of like bars that you got sitting in the cut, or like you sitting there right now? Yeah. And now mind you, I kind of know the answer because I just heard you put together a record next door, like
Okay.
in 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
It took a while.
A while.
It took a while.
That's relative. You know what I'm saying?
Fair. That's fair. I think this is dope. This is a dope question because for me, it's a mixture of both. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Because constantly I'm always thinking of bars. So what's great about like technology, like we got like these smartphones and shit.
Right.
So I got mad voice notes of like premeditated bars, and I also got like like notes that I can just write like ideas type shit.
Right.
So, but at the same time, it's like I've never came up with a full verse of just the notes that I have because they don't make sense. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Right.
So,
You just jot lines,
Exactly.
that come to you while you're driving or whatever. That's
Exactly.
what happens to me. So,
yeah, there you go. So sometimes, it's a mixture of both. So I'm coming up with bars, I'm coming up with lines on the spot, and then vice versa type shit.
Yeah.
So you do the same thing. Though.
Well, yeah. Well, for me, a lot of times, the lines come to me just at different times. I might be riding in the whip, and
Yeah.
a line Not for any particular song. It just might come as like,
Yeah.
yo, that's kind of fire. Let me write that down.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But I think, like you said, it's not. It doesn't mean anything until you sit down and something comes to you and you got a complete thought. And it's
Yes.
like, oh, this may or may not work with this, what I'm already working on. It's kind of like that for me. You know what I'm saying? But I just heard you put together a record from scratch next door. It's like, you know what I'm saying? So,
Blame Sean. Shout out to
you know
Sean.
what I'm saying?
Sean's room is.
I guess when that feeling hits you, the words is just like, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter what's around. You gonna body it. I see. You know what I'm saying? That's good, man. So essential AF, you know what I'm saying? Or if you
Essential
could
as
complete
fuck.
that for me, it's right on, brother.
On brand. Essential
You know
as
what I'm
fuck.
saying? You know what I'm saying? How did you come up with that? What made you do that? Why that title? You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so I'm working on an album, right?
Good news.
God is good.
That's good news.
So I'm working on an album. This album I've been working on for 3 years already, because my life has been a roller coaster, like
Okay.
type shit. But I'm almost done with the album. But I've just been hopping on different people's songs and shit, features, which is dope. I'm grateful and I'm happy that I get to like network and build with like other artists that I
Right,
fuck
right, right.
with. You know what I mean? But I never had like a full body of work of my own type shit.
Oh, really?
So I mean, I
Even
had
the first mixtape, Aquarius?
anticipation.
Anticipation.
Yeah, I mean, I did, but that was like years ago, and I don't even count that because it
But-
was so trash.
What was it a mixtape like you jumping on other people's stuff, or it was
Yeah,
like original?
It was
material?
a mixtape. I'm just jumping on other people's shit.
So you've never put out your own material in terms of like your own production,
like a
your own-
project.
Yeah, a
Actually, I did. One of my best friends, Impact Lincoln. Shout out to my nigga. We had a dual tape. Basically, it was me and him. We can't not tape. It was an album basically.
Okay.
And I produced like at least 90% of it. He has a record that he produced, and we also purchased like 2 beats from other producers
So-
at the time.
Hold on, wait a
Yeah.
minute. Let's rewind. Let's go back. Okay, so I know I'm getting off.
Let's do
I'm
it,
gonna let
man.
you finish the other question.
That we here.
But so you produce as well?
Oh yeah, I mean I tried to. I try to produce.
So let me ask you this before you say you tried to. Did you produce a beat, do some production, rap on it, and put it out?
I did. Yes.
So you're a producer as well.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
I'm a-
Didn't know that. I'm gonna be real. I didn't know that. Before this
yeah.
interview, y'all getting it just like I'm getting it. I didn't know that. So that's what's up.
I don't
good.
consider myself a producer sometimes because
Well, you producing 5 verses over dope beats. I don't see what the problem is.
that's
You
a
know
very
what I'm
good point.
So anyway, you can continue.
Respect. Oh,
So,
sorry. Yeah.
Impact Lincoln, you know what I'm saying?
So I had an album. Me and Impact Lincoln did an album, and it was dope because you remember Watch the Throne?
Yeah.
Watch the Throne came out, and me and him are like huge Kanye fans and Hov fans. And when that shit came out, this nigga Impact changed my life because he surprised me with tickets to go to the Watch the Throne concert.
Okay, I remember how big that was. That's
Stupid,
that's your friend. Okay,
Yeah,
like,
that is
was
my
a big,
that
that
is
was
my
a big deal
nigga,
because
yeah.
I remember how big that whole era was.
Hell
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Like he changed my whole perspective on concerts and shit. And we went to that shit and it changed our lives, bro. And he hit me up one day. He's like, yo, let's do an album, bro. And I was like, word? He's like, yeah. I was like, okay. And then I was working 2 jobs. I felt like a fucking Jamaican. I was working 2 jobs at the time. I was and every
Shout
time
out all my Jamaicans.
shout out
you
to
know.
Jamaicans,
No,
you know what I
no.
mean? Shout out to y'all.
Spencer Nader, what's happening? You know what I'm saying?
That nigga too. So I was working 2 jobs, and then we'll meet at my crib, and then work on beats, and then write to them, and then we'll book a studio session at Track Kings.
Okay.
And
Shout out Track Kings.
Shout out Track Kings, and then we finally completed it. So that's okay. I respect. Yeah, respect. That's a project that came out. You know what I mean? But
Right.
like it was on Dat Piff, and it's not really out on social media like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
I mean, well, at the time, that Piff was like the
Dat
thing.
Piff was that shit. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
But that's old. It's still, it still helps solidify who we are as artists now.
Right.
But as far as a full project, getting back to your question, as far as a full project, I never had one, and I've been working on one. That I'm currently working on one. The name is still working on. But so, in the midst of that, COVID happened. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
And everything just slowed the fuck down, type shit. And which was like early March type shit. And I'm still, linking up with people, like, in the respectful boundaries and shit. You know what I mean? Not being
Right.
all in the midst of all the crowds and shit,
Mhm.
and pulling up at Sean's room and shit. You know what
Right.
I mean? And I'm like, I want to release music.
Right.
So I decided, I was like, I want to do a mixtape. Fuck it, we're gonna do a mixtape. And everybody's been telling me too, like, yo, they love my rap shit because I do. I like a lot. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right, right.
I like when it comes to my music taste, I like a lot. So, and it translate into the music that I create. But ultimately, like, I guess people know me for is like that bar rap shit, like rapping
Yeah.
bars and like freestyles and shit like that, which I fucking love, and I grew up on that. So it's like, why not give it to them? Because it's like, my album is very eclectic. It has different vibes. Mostly it's full of Afrobeat vibes, but there's not enough. I personally don't think it's full of enough bars to satisfy even a nigga like me. You know what I mean? Like, to be 100. But anyways,
Mm. I think with you being who you are and you having so many different styles in terms of what you're interested in, and that reflects in your music, I think that's only right that sometimes we're not gonna get. You just gave us a mixtape full of, listen, bars on bars. And I know
yeah.
whoever listening to the mixtape, they not getting all them bars. They ain't no way. You gonna have to sit with this a while.
Mm,
So if they sit with the mixtape and then you give us an album that's different,
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. You know what I'm saying?
That's real.
Show us the different sides of you as an artist, and let us appreciate that as well. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not just one. You're not. Just not one.
monolithic.
That's the word I'm looking for. I appreciate that.
We here for you.
You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
you're not monolithic. You know what I'm saying? It's multiple aspects to you, and
Damn, that's real.
as an artist, I'm looking forward to getting to know the different parts of you. You know what I'm saying? I think that's good for the people. I think that's good for the
Damn.
fans and stuff like that. And so,
That's
like I
real.
said, it ain't no question whether you could give bars if they listening to the mixtape. You know what I'm saying?
That's real.
You know what I mean? Again, shots out on that. That was good material, man.
Thank
know
you,
what I'm
man.
saying? Another one of my favorites of that is free smoke.
Free smoke.
Free smoke.
Hey,
Oh my
man.
God.
Thank
what
you.
were you on when you made that? You know what I'm saying?
I don't remember.
Boy, you killed that one. I appreciate that one. That was
Damn.
hot.
Thank you.
That was hot. That was
Thank you,
good.
man.
You know what I'm saying? Not that, as a whole though, I appreciate the mixtape. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
So you got an album coming when that's supposed to drop.
I want to release it on my birthday in February. I feel like all the planets and stars align when February approaches, and I do. I want to release something, but I probably won't. I probably won't be convinced that it's done by that time. Probably like maybe June.
Who
or some
knows?
shit.
You never know. When it's right, you'll put it out.
True.
So don't rush it.
True. You're
Nah, I
right.
know I was one of the people before the mixtape who was rushing you.
You did.
Yeah,
You
I
gave
was
me
like-
a lot of anxiety.
Yeah, but no, I know because I know a lot of people probably
I was
ask you,
just
"Hey,
like-
when the tape coming? When the
Yeah.
tape coming?" And I remember being one of those people when I saw you at Track Kings and we talked. And you know what I'm saying? I was one of those people. So now that it's out, I'm happy. I'm
Thank you.
satisfied. You know what I'm saying? So take your time
Yes,
because
sir.
this was good. It was high level. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? It wasn't rinky dink. It wasn't. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, bro.
So if we getting more of this in terms of quality, thoughtful, insightful, then take your time and give it to us. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I really want to say thank you for that insight, because as an artist, and I think you can attest to this, as an artist, that's ultimately like what I hope for. You know what I mean? For people when I create. And I think every artist feels that. Every
Right, right, right.
creative feels that. Like, the thought behind every crevice of the masterpiece that's been finally released. Like, do you see what message I'm trying to portray? And it
Right.
doesn't have to be, some like Da Vinci Code.
Right,
No,
right.
like, it's just I'm just trying to I'm just trying to say something. You know what
Right.
I mean?
Right.
And the fact that you share that with me, and there's no ego behind it, and it's just like it's real shit. Like, that means a lot to me, because it's like, as artists, in my personal opinion, as artists, well, I can only speak for me, but you let me know if you agree. I spend a lot of alone time, And in my alone time, I overthink a lot of shit. You know what I mean?
Facts.
And when I overthink a lot of shit, like I can only and when you're alone, you're just overthinking and you're comparing your life to your life and your life to the nigga you're trying to be. You know what I mean?
Right.
Whether it's like you're aspiring to be your version of how you perceive yourself or who you're inspired by.
Right,
you know?
right.
So it's like I'm constantly like, damn, like am I really killing this shit? Or am I just stroking my own dick in the bathroom? You know what I mean? I had to make sure you was paying attention.
You lost me right there. Like,
am I really that nigga? Or am I taking the shit?
Say what?
Well, you know what I mean, right?
I don't know if I know what you mean. I'm just saying, like, let's run it back. Let's start over.
All right, my bad.
What?
Like, this nigga about to say some deep shit.
Yeah. You had me engaged, and then you was like, yeah, say what now? You know what I'm saying? You're jacking your meat.
Am I really? Because, you know, when you jack your own meat, it's for your own ego.
Brother,
you know what I mean?
I don't know what you're talking about.
My bad. My bad. You get me? All right.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
So, you know what I mean? Like, I constantly question myself, like, am I really snapping? Or am I just like, you know, am I just stroking my own ego if that's
Right.
the case? Am I just am I in my own little head type shit? So it's like, you know, I'm constantly in a battle and a frenzy with myself trying to figure out, am I that nigga or am I like it's like it's like imposter syndrome, bro. You know what I mean?
No,
like,
I
like a low
listen,
key like
I can attest to that. You know what I'm saying? Where you just want to make sure it's legit. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying? That it's
man.
not a fluke. You know what I'm saying?
yes.
I think the mixtape spoke on your behalf, and I think the response, because I had a chance to see your Instagram and how you posted the response. You know, some of the responses you were
yeah.
getting, and I was just like, yo, like I agree with what a lot of the people were saying. So
Dope.
that was like that should be confirmation, if nothing else, that you know, whatever you
real.
were trying to communicate, it definitely people can see it. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think that's like you said. That's every artist. You know, we all desire that to be
Yeah.
appreciated, and you know, for the art that we put out to be appreciated and to impact people on a deeper level.
Yes.
And so, but what I liked about the mixtape, in addition to the bars, was also just the different aspects. You know, it was funny. You know what I'm saying? Like I saw somebody else in some of the feedback you gave. That was one of the things that I enjoyed. He was like, "You get a death certificate. You get a death certificate. You get a death certificate." And then you had the paperwork. And they was like, "Yeah, tell them what time it is." Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You get a death certificate. I thought that was creative. That was funny. It was a nice little break. So it's not so serious the whole time. And I will say that as an artist, a lot of times, sometimes I struggle with kind of, you know, lightening the mood of the album. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
I
okay.
go in and it's be, you know, it's deep issues from track 1 to track 20. it's like you gonna be depressed after this.
Nigga, if I'm going through it, you going through it.
You gonna be depressed after listening. We gonna get this. We gonna have a therapy session today. You know what I'm saying?
That's real.
So I think with the project I'm getting ready to drop, there's a little bit of growth there. I'm trying to lighten the mood and have some fun and stuff like that.
dope.
If not with this one, it definitely with some of the stuff I got coming down the pipeline for sure. So,
That's dope. When you dropping your album?
well, I'm trying to drop next week. To be yeah.
Shit.
Well, it's kind of like I wouldn't say it's on essential F level. You know what I'm saying? But I will say that it's one of those things where it's like, man, quarantine hit. The plans that I had for putting together an album was like out the window, and so because I had some things ready, and I was planning to go out to college campuses and hit the road, just hit the college campuses passing out music.
And you had
and
a
doing some
game
stuff.
plan.
I had a campaign for him. I was on my POTUS presidential campaign trail. You
God
feel me?
damn,
You know what I'm saying?
I like that.
But then pandemic hit, things shut down or whatever, and then I came up with this. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of saying, oh, well, I could put this together and just kind of put this out in the meantime.
It's still the same.
Actually, no, it's different. Different songs. Yeah, for sure.
But you gotta hold what you.
Yeah, it's got to be redone. Just trying to see how that's gonna fit, how that's gonna work. I don't know, in terms of moving forward, what the pandemic and all of that stuff is gonna be like in the next 6 months or so. You know what I'm saying? Because I think for me, I wouldn't say I'm old school, but I still believe in like guerrilla street marketing and stuff like that. And
Facts.
I'm still a huge believer in doing shows. I don't care if it's 10 people there. You know what I'm saying? That's still a thing for me.
Yeah.
I'm just a grassroots believer,
Same.
and so I think part of the project that I was working on, that was kind of like, can you? Oh, never mind. Technical issues. We back again though. You know what I'm saying? But that was essential to what I was gonna do with that project in terms of that. But so I gotta work out the kinks on that and stuff. But the music's still good, so we'll see where it goes. But in terms of this project that I'm working on, Moving Stills, that's the name of it. You know what I'm
Moving
saying?
steels.
Moving Stills.
Like
yeah.
steel?
No, like
Still.
still, like be still.
Moving. Oh,
Moving
shit.
still.
Okay. It's a
Yeah.
paradox.
I guess.
Because it's like moving, but still. You know what I mean?
Look,
Like,
man,
I don't know.
I will say, man,
It's
you
hard.
you quick on your feet. You clever guy.
It's the
and
drugs.
You told me I need to do more drugs.
You
and
gotta
drink
do more
so
drugs, man.
I've been considering it, but I don't think it's in the near future for me. You know what I'm saying?
Time is relative. You just told me that before the camera was on.
I don't remember that. Maybe it's the drugs talking to you. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. You know what I mean?
Shout out to drugs, yo. I'm a firm believer in recreational drugs.
Recreational drugs.
And I don't even do them like a lot or like as often.
What's a recreational drug?
A drug you do in the recreations.
No, I know, but give me an example of like a recreational drug.
Marijuana is a recreation.
Give me another recreation.
Alcohol. I
Okay.
think shrooms is a recreational.
I knew you was gonna say something crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Shrooms is listen, with the right dosage.
Is that where your name comes from?
No.
Docious?
No. You'll never know. With the right dosage, in my personal opinion,
Yeah.
I think everybody needs to try. Needs to partake in shrooms. Even politicians, as corrupting as the motherfuckers are, everybody needs to partake in shrooms. Shrooms is natural. It comes from donkey cow shit, and it just grows from the earth,
Nah.
and it's necessary, bro. Like
That's dope. Let me say that his opinions and perspectives do not express what I am. No,
yes, they do. Yes, they
Look,
do. I'm his
So,
spokesperson.
real quick, you just talked about politicians and politics and different things like that, and I kind of want to ask you about that because on Keys, you was a dope record. You had a lot to say. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of walk me through your perspective on just politicians and that whole what you were talking about on that record.
Where do I begin?
Because even on, I don't mean to interrupt
go
the
ahead.
question, but even on the record prior to it, you talked about being slammed on the car and things like that, and your experience with police and stuff like that. And then you have a record like Keys, and talking about politicians, and you know what I'm saying. So just kind of walk me through your perspective on that, and just kind of what you were thinking and feeling when you put that together.
I'm just I'm a black man.
Hmm.
That's what everybody sees when they see me. Before they can even know if I'm a piece of shit or if I'm God's gift, I'm a black man. And unfortunately, how the media perceives black men, women, and children, we're second-class citizens. Contrary to what we've accomplished in Western civilization, we are perceived as second-class citizens. And it's unfortunate, and it's a constant strive to be appreciated and respected as equals. You know what I mean? But I think my experience as being a black man, and God forbid my mother would ever to see this interview, to hear how, America has treated her child. And I think a lot of black men, women, and children can attest to this as well, because it's just an unfair circumstances that we constantly deal with. And I think that's those songs that you reference portrays that, at least, I try to advise that. And I'm just sharing my experience that countless, and then I think you can, brothers here, have experience, I remember the day that, like, it really started fucking with me, that I knew that, like, shit, like, no matter what you are, no matter what your social status is, if you are black in America, none of that shit matters. I remember I was part of this cult, church. And
Yeah, go ahead, man.
I was part of this church, right?
Yeah.
And we used to do this thing called evangelize, right? This is
Okay.
when, like, my life has gone through so many different roller coasters to become the type of nigga that you're seeing right now. And there's, you know, my favorite quote is life is long, opinions change. So I'm constantly evolving type shit.
Gotcha.
Digressing, I was part of this cult, church. And we used to do this thing called, like, evangelize type shit, which is basically, you know, like what Jehovah Witness does. Knock on niggas' doors, talk to you. Do you want to know about your Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ?
Right.
We used to just go out into these streets and just talk shit to different people type shit. So I was with the group of young gentlemen, you know what I mean? We were young. I was probably like 16, 17 type
Gotcha.
shit. We went to this school, you know what I mean, to go talk to the kids that were out there for, like, night school. Talk to them about Jesus Christ, you know what I mean?
Okay.
So I'm there and I'm talking to these kids, this and the third, and I'm with a whole bunch of like white people and Hispanic people and this and the third. And I was the only black kid there type shit. Police pull up, you know what I mean? And they're like, you know, conscious because we don't look like the kids in school. We come, you know, we literally came into the property to talk about Jesus.
Right.
So I'm there.
Okay.
Talking about Jesus, blah, 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 praying for people. Literally, like, if your mama knew that somebody came up to you in school and prayed for you, like,
She'd probably be okay with it. She'd
facts,
be like, oh,
you know
that
what I
was
mean?
Nice. Yeah.
But the police, I mean, from a distance, just see urban youth talking to other youth in school. So whatever. They pick me out. You know what I mean? I'm chilling. They pick me out from the crowd of, you know, kids and whatnot. And they're like, you, come over here type shit. With the lights on, this, that. They pull up, come out.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm
All
walking
aggressive
there,
type.
and I'm like, I'm the least of your problem. You know what I mean?
Right.
Type shit. I walk towards him. Oh, what are you doing here? I'm like, oh, we're just, you know, I'm just preaching. I'm just talking about Jesus type shit. They're like, yeah, you're full of, I had a book bag. My book bag had church pamphlets. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Type shit.
So you out there, I mean, you in the trenches evangelizing, talking to people, trying to get them on the right path.
Yes, I'm trying to change lives.
You know
what I mean? So he's like, yeah, you're full of shit. You know what I mean?
Wait, he said that to you?
Yeah. He says I'm full of shit. And I'm like, I'm confused as fuck. I'm like, I've never been met with this type of energy before.
Right. I mean, at this time, you 16 or
I'm 16. Yeah, I'm 16. I'm young and I'm you know what I mean? Like, I'm just literally leaving, like, my wicked ways.
Right.
And I'm trying to, like, you know, walk straight
walk
type
this path.
shit.
Yeah, right.
Full of shit. Word? Starts grabbing me. He's like, put your hands on the hood. I'm like, all right, I'm putting my hands on the hood. No cap, bro. I'm just being 100. Like, I'm a man. I know who I am type shit. I got, you know what I mean? I put my hands on the hood. He starts patting me down. He grabs my dick, bro. And I'm uncomfortable. Like a grown
And you
ass.
16?
I'm 16. He grabs my dick and I'm uncomfortable as fuck. I'm like, whoa. He's like, yo. He starts slamming my face on the hood and starts wiping my face on his hood like I'm a fucking windshield wiper type shit. I'm uncomfortable as fuck. I've been molested.
Right. At this point, yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm getting my ass beat type shit. So I'm like,
Wait. Can I ask you a question? I'm gonna
Yeah.
the story. I'm gonna let him get finished. Where are the people that you came with?
they're watching. They're watching. They are watching. And I can't, you know what I mean? Like, they probably never seen anything like that. You know what I mean? So it's like type shit. So he finally checks my book bag. He pats me down, and I'm just there like, my face is burning from the hood of his car type shit. I'm tripping because I'm like, this guy's overpowering me, like this white dude with a gun, a badge, a baton, a taser, all types of like Rambo weaponry, the way my head processed it,
for sure.
is on top of me. He molested me. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't mean to make a joke about that.
But
you know
I
what
mean,
that's
sometimes that's how you deal with
exactly,
it.
you know what I mean?
Light of it.
And then like, and I'm just keeping it 100. Like, I don't give a fuck. That's just the reality of what
Right.
probably a lot of us deal with type shit. So whatever, he did all that shit, and I'm tripping. And he finally realizes. So finally, when he realizes that I really don't have no weapons, I have no drugs on me type shit, that's when they come and they're like, yo, we're just talking about Jesus, this and the third. And he's like, all right, get the fuck out of here. This is private property, this and the third. And I leave. And that's when I realized as a youth, bro, like, this society doesn't give a fuck what social status I am, what I'm doing, who I am, because I'm black. It is what it is. He didn't question none of them Spanish boys. He didn't question none of them white boys that I was with. He questioned me, picked me out the group like I'm a fucking gang leader of urban youth. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
type shit. So, and that's once I'm pretty sure we can go around this room and pick out, and we can talk all night about our experiences with, civil unrest type shit. So, I said all that to say, when it comes to Keys and when it comes to Hopeless, shout out to Classic, shout out to Chrome, shout out to Impact Lincoln, who are featured on those records that I just referenced.
Right.
When it comes to those records, this was during the height of, what happened with George Floyd, God rest his soul, the murder of George Floyd. And we've been dealing as black people, as African Americans, we've been dealing with, with social injustice all of our lives, when it's on a micro level or a macro level. Constantly we've been dealing with this shit. And in hip hop, we've been talking about it for years, type shit.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
I mean, even the record that I just dropped, it's called Justice. It's like,
I need to hear that shit. Can we play it?
Yeah, we'll play it. Finish it.
Sorry, yeah. We've been dealing with that shit constantly, and it just came to a point where it's just like, I mean, yeah, you're gonna get the bars, but like, I gotta get this off my chest.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like, and I think as artists and creatives, we can all attest to the fact that by God's beautiful gift that He's given us, it's not only is it like therapeutic, but it's like it's deliverance. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
for one, I mean, you just, at least for me, I feel like, well, I'm not the only one to experience this. So, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't want to say it brings some kind of comfort, but it's like, well, damn, I'm not by myself. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So there's some unity in that. And, just knowing that other people, you kind of think about the world differently. Well, it's like, it's not just me going through this. What can I do to make, some sort of a difference? Speaking up about it is probably a start. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Different things like that. So I appreciate your courage and you talking about it, because even on the project, it was levels to it. It's like we had fun, you gave us jokes, but you also gave us the real too. Wow. So, you know what I'm saying? I think that's important too. And I appreciate when an artist can do that and, speak up on things that we may not, that, a lot of people not having a conversation about outside of people who look like us. You know what I'm saying?
That's real.
So I definitely appreciate that. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you. I think to add to that, I think it's very important to have the hard conversations. Like, I'm dating this new girl that I love. You know what I mean? And
ooh, you throwing some big words.
Yeah,
around.
we out here. She's the realest. She's the realest. Yeah. And she one thing that we do discuss, one thing that we do make sure to do is have the hard conversations.
Yeah.
We get it out the way. We do our best to work on it. And I think, as a whole in society, we will be in a better place if we just remove the egos and have the hard conversations.
Yeah.
And I think, God, and I hate the fact that it took a pandemic and a death of several black men and women to stir up the waters and conversations.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it took it took the death of several black people and a pandemic for, this outpour of justice, of people wanting justice from all races and ethnic groups. So, and we've been talking about this for years. Hip hop has been talking about this for years. Our parents have been talking about this for years, and it's just, and we, even as us as individuals, as us as artists, and we talk about it. So to be honest, I didn't think anything special of it. I just think that I think people resonated with it because it's current. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like, let's say the Dougie came back, and I rap a bar about the Dougie. People gonna like it because it's
Right.
current. You know what I mean?
Right. It's
Type
fresh.
shit. So I just think, you know what I mean? Like, I was just touching up on, not me, but all the artists that blessed me with verses on the project were touching up on art subjects that were current, and they fuck with it. But this is something, whoever's watching this, I do want you to know this, that this is an issue that we do need some resolution. You know what I mean? Ultimately, and this is something that we're not okay with, and this is something that we're just constantly working on. I have no deep message for anybody. I just know that as Black people, as the minority group of America, we are striving for something better. But that's just the truth of the reality of it. My bad. I went on a whole ass ramble.
Nah, man, you good. Again, it's as much appreciated, you know what I'm saying? And as a black man myself with black boys, you know what I'm saying?
God bless them.
I'm definitely grateful for, you know what I'm saying, your perspective, you know what I'm saying? Because we're connected and related in that way, if nothing else, you know
Yes,
what I'm
sir.
saying? So I do want to ask you a question though,
Yes,
in
sir.
terms of seeing this, how this did happen to you while you were out evangelizing and so on and so forth.
Mhm.
How did this affect your faith and and God in terms of religion, and where do you stand today?
Um, I know God allows things to happen. You know, I think, it didn't affect my faith in God. It didn't affect how I perceive God. It did help me realize the flaw in organized religion. You know, ultimately that shit don't matter. Organized religion is opium for the masses. Organized religion truly is just like man what man will see, how man perceives other man. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Like,
Okay.
it don't matter,
Well, that's a
bro.
perspective I haven't heard before. So
Welcome to the jungle. You
okay.
know, like, but my faith in God, my faith in God, if not, has it's evolved. You know what I mean? Me and God have several contracts, and
Wait, what do you mean?
well, one of my contracts with God is like, I can't die yet. Like, I know,
Okay.
I
I was
know.
gonna say I don't know if God made that contract with anybody. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you told me.
That you can't die.
Yeah, like, not yet.
Not yet, but eventually.
Not for a long time.
How long is a long time?
I would say at least like 12 decades. I have to look back.
Oh, okay.
You
Hey
know,
man, I ain't here to debate what you heard from God, you know what I'm saying? Just saying.
I can't.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm not supposed to. You know what I
You know
mean?
what I'm
Like, we
saying?
have a deal type shit.
God got everybody else in the line that, sitting at 10 years and here you are 12 decades. Okay.
I'm not
You know what I'm saying?
responsible for other niggas.
I'm just saying. God will do that for you, but he won't do that for nobody else. I'm just saying,
You
brother.
just gotta sign
Hey
it.
man, so but in terms of your faith,
Oh, yeah.
you still would you still consider yourself a believer, evangelical, or like where do you stand on that?
That's very interesting. Because I think, and there's a crazy debate within, like, not a debate, but like, I guess when it comes to doctrine, because I think that's what we're talking about right now.
Oh,
You know what I
really?
mean? Yeah,
Yeah,
because
well,
it's like,
school me, brother, because I'm listening.
and then you could, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think, have you ever heard the term like one time saved, always saved?
Yeah, I've heard something
So
like that.
that's doctrine. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, and certain religious sects don't believe in one time save, always save, or
Right.
you have to, like, constantly, what's the word I'm looking for? Constantly repent and, like, work on your salvation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, type shit. So I don't know where I fall into that, because it's like I don't even think about that, to be honest.
Gotcha.
Like, I just know, like, my relationship, I'm talking with God. You know what I
Gotcha.
mean? I'm in tune with the spirit, with the spirit. I'm in tune with my spirit, and I'm constantly in conversation with God. So it's like I'm not here trying to debate theologians. I don't know how to pronounce that word.
Theologian.
Theologians. I'm not here trying to
right.
debate them. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like,
It's pretty straightforward.
welcome to the jungle. You know what I mean? Like, I don't. And it's like, there's a lot of things I don't give a fuck about because, like, it really don't do much for the progression of my evolution and humanity's evolution, to be completely frank. And I don't even know who the fuck Frank is. But digressing, you could call me a believer, you can call me whatever. Like, I quote,
Right.
listen, one thing that I learned is God is big and he can't be held in a box. You know, and I think that's what religion does. That's what doctrine does. That's what, dogma does. And that's what religion does. They try to put God in a box. And once you
Make it
put God in
easier
a
to
box,
digest.
you can't even, like, listen, like, we can talk about the Bible all night and debate this, but God said himself, bro, we're made in his image and likeness type shit. It's like your sons, right? They're
Right.
made in your image and
Right.
your likeness. They are Lil Lamonts. You know what I mean? Like,
okay,
they
yeah.
have access to what you have access to, of course, with the privilege and the respect that you have. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right,
Like,
right.
they can walk in this studio and have access to it.
Right.
I can't.
sure.
My kids can't unless you give them the key to that. But
Right.
because they hold your last name and your DNA, they can do that. They're made in your image and likeness. We're all made in God's image and likeness.
Okay.
So we can create and destroy type shit. You know what I mean? Like, we can, even God said in the Bible type shit, bro, like when he left or Jesus left, he's like, yo, you're going to do all things that I've done plus more type shit. So it's like, my nigga, like, I'm a God. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that I am God.
Right.
I'm not
I
the
follow
God.
I
You know
follow
what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
yeah, for sure.
I don't even mean to get into this shit because you asked
Right.
me about
Well, no, I'm
belief.
just because one of the things that you said when you were telling the story about your experience with,
Oh, yeah.
with the cops is like,
Usually
man,
that will fuck up somebody. Yeah.
Right, and so
Yeah.
it's like, man, I'm out here evangelizing, and then like this is what happened to me because I know, I guess at one point, even in my own journey in my own faith, I felt that okay, as long as you trying to live right and you doing right things should happen to you or good
Fuck
things
that.
and that's not
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, you quickly learn immediately.
Yeah,
like,
like,
that's
whoa,
not how life
what the
works. You know
fuck?
what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
That's real.
You know, and so I think me personally and maybe some other people, you know what I'm saying, have struggled with that. I don't know. So, you start to question certain things and I guess that's just a part of the journey,
I
question.
agree.
I think somebody told me one time that you make me question my faith. I don't want to talk to you. And it's like, well, how do you know your faith is real if it's never been tested? You know what I'm saying?
Where they at?
You know what I'm saying?
Person?
I ain't gonna speak on that.
I wanna talk to them.
You know what I'm saying?
That's funny.
So,
as fuck. I like
and then
that.
I know how important just when you're talking about being a healthy person, from fitness and being physically healthy and intellectually healthy, how much spiritually healthy is a part of that.
Agree.
So I guess my question to you is like, how do you, with that component of being spiritually healthy as well as physical and intellectually and all those things, how do you do that? Are you a Bible reader? Are you, do you meditate? Do you, know what I'm saying? What is your thing for staying spiritually healthy? Do you read the Quran? Do you pray? Like, what's your system and, or just thought process on that?
I do a lot of drugs.
Yeah. I believe you ain't the only one. I'm just saying, it's people out here doing a lot of drugs. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I don't read the Bible as much as I used to. Here and there, I would, but I don't think.
But you're not totally like against the Bible. Like,
No,
oh, nah,
I'm
it's out
against.
there.
I'm not against the Bible. I'm not against. There's some. My personal opinion. There's some shit in there that like don't add up. You know what I mean? And I think it don't add
There's
up.
some stuff in there I got questions about, but
And the
hey,
only
man,
reason
do
why.
your thug thistle.
Let me stop because I don't have a problem with the Bible. I have a problem with who's reading the Bible.
I get
I have a
people's
problem.
interpretation.
Yeah, you know what I
basically.
mean? Like,
Okay.
I have that. That's my problem. My problem is with the people who are trying to utilize it to control. You know what I mean?
I
The
think
Bible-
that's definitely like an issue. I think so one time I heard this pastor say, well, whenever you see flies in the Bible, that means memories. It's like, hold on, player.
Who said that?
How did you get that? You need to break that. Did that come to you in a dream? Did
Yeah.
you talk to an angel? Like, how you got that, boss? You feel me? You need to break that down for the people. You know what I'm saying? Listen, anytime you see flies in the Bible, it means memories. I can't forget that because it's like, bro, how you got that? You got to explain that. You can't just say that and it's like,
See, that's what trips me
you know
out
what I'm
about
saying?
that
Yeah,
shit.
it's like how you came to that conclusion for
Maybe
family?
we're talking, let's be 100, like to play both sides of the coin. Like,
For sure. You know what I'm saying?
maybe
Get a
we
better
maybe we
understanding.
heard it out of context.
Nah, he
No?
said, whenever you see flies in the Bible, I quote, that means memories. You talk about memories here.
Okay, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe he's maybe
Again,
he's God's.
but that's just
Yeah.
to your point.
Yeah,
That's one of those things
true.
where it's like, man, okay, you making stuff up as you go.
Niggas make shit
and-
up.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, but that's interesting, man. So did you start rapping in church? Or were you
No,
rapping before that?
I was rapping
Like,
before. I was rapping before. I was rapping because of my brother. My brother is one of my favorite artists till this day. He don't rap anymore, but
No.
he's one of like when it comes to when it comes to
Yo, got my man Tut in the building, Tut Marley.
Shout out to Tub
He over there
Marley.
sleeping.
It's been a
Y'all
long
could probably hear him. Yeah, hear him over there. You know what I'm saying? Snoring up the walls. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have him on. Y'all stay tuned. But go ahead, finish your thought.
Oh, my brother, he was my brother and my cousin. Shout out to Shice Diesel, shout out to Scheme, and shout out to L Mac, aka Mac the DJ. He a DJ now.
Yeah.
Fucks with him. He's my cousin. I have to. But cut long
pretty sure
story
you
short,
are, though.
yeah, he's fire. He's fire. Good dude, good soul. So we growing up with them, we was fanatics of the Hot Boys.
Okay.
That for those of you who don't know who the Hot Boys are, that's Juvenile, that's Wayne, that's BG, and that's Turk.
That's a Wikipedia page away, man.
It
I'll look
is,
that
but
up, man.
I mean, some these kids they don't know. You know what I mean? I feel
you
like
got to take the time to educate yourself. That's how I feel about it.
do your Googles.
Yeah.
So we all thought we was the Hot Boys growing up type shit. So we was inspired by them, and then basically they were all rap. We were all rap growing up type shit, rap. And cut long story short, type. I just ended up the one that just kept rapping. You know what I mean? And I know Scheme raps, and Mac the DJ raps whenever he's drunk, off of 2 Coronas. Yeah. But it's all love. So yeah, that's when I
2
started
Coronas.
rapping. So once
gotta
I
get
got
his big
indicted
boy
into the
pants.
cult, you know what I mean? They
What you say when you got inducted?
when I
into
got
the cult?
inducted into the church, they I rap everywhere. You know
Right.
what I mean? I've been ever since I was young. I was rapping kindergarten, rapping everywhere I'll go. I
So
was
you've
just
been rapping since like a little kid.
Yeah,
pretty
man.
much.
But
Okay.
it didn't make sense when I was rapping as a kid.
I mean,
but-
you've evolved obviously, but I'm saying
Facts,
this is something you always been into.
Always, yeah.
That's what's up.
And then growing up, so going into the church, they saw a little black boy rapping, and they're like,
Like most things, we can use that. You
Yeah.
know, we can use that.
"We
Yeah.
could use this to bring more youth in."
Yeah.
Wonderful, and
Yeah.
so it worked.
And especially, I mean, around what time was this? Because I'm pretty sure at some point it was like that was hot. That was
You
Skinny
can get
Man
any.
rap.
I mean, rap is always in
Yeah.
hip hop. Hip hop.
Well, not always. At some point, hip hop was like looked at as like, oh, it won't last. It's a phase. You know what I'm saying?
I think that's before us. I
Okay.
think. I think in the '90s,
It
the
became,
'90s
like,
solidified.
Got you.
The hip hop is gonna be forever type shit.
Got you.
In my personal opinion, I'm not a
Yeah.
hip hop historian. I
Right.
don't got no degrees in that shit. But I mean, from my personal opinion, I think once the '90s progressed, we realized that hip hop became pop. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Whatever's hip hop is mainstream. You know.
Exactly.
What I'm saying? Yeah.
And so they knew it was gonna be here forever. So I mean, yeah, they utilized that, which was cool. I wanted to fit in, and it worked, and but I think after my what's the word I'm looking for? After my session at the cult, which happened. I was there for a couple of years. You know what I mean, and then once again, digressing back to what we were talking about my girl, like we talk, I had to ask the hard questions.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like the questions that I didn't understand, like, oh, but if God said this, then why do we do this type shit? Or if
Right.
the Holy Spirit does this, and why does this happen? And why did God do this type shit? You know what I mean? Like questions like that nobody would answer for me.
Yeah.
And it's okay. You know what I mean? Like I'm a firm believer, like if you don't know, then you don't know, and that's okay. But like let's work together in figuring out how to get the answer type shit.
Right.
And there's some questions that we're never gonna figure out. But like when it comes to that point, and you give me the runaround and you tell me take it to prayer, like every question I have, I gotta take it to prayer. Like, I'm a little nigga. I don't know.
Right,
God's
right.
good. I know how to read.
Right,
But you want me to take everything to prayer type
Right.
shit? Like, that means you don't know type
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Or, you know what I mean? You give me some fucked up like explanation type shit. And that, you know, it's an accumulation of so many different like
right.
situations
It's
that happen.
various,
Yes.
reasons for that taking place.
You know, and finally I was just like, I gotta get out of here. And I just started noticing how big God was. God is not just Muslim. God is not just, you know, Christian. God is not just Buddhist. Like, God is huge, and his love is grand. His love is just so everlasting. And when I'm in these religions and when I'm studying these different types of religions, like, it all bottles down to love. And that's something that every human being can attest to. That's something that every human being can touch on. Like, I can talk to a Buddhist and he can probably not know shit about the Bible. He can not know shit about Ecclesiastes 4:3. You know what I mean?
Right.
But he knows love.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And vice versa. I don't know
right.
shit about the Torah. I don't know shit about the Quran. I don't know shit
Oh,
about
boy, you dropping knowledge
anything.
right now. Let go.
Welcome to the jungle. You know what I mean? But we do know love. And
Right.
I think that's the language of humanity. You know, like, you will do some crazy shit. If aliens came down right now and they saw all the weird shit we did for love, like, they wouldn't
couldn't
understand.
explain it to
They
'em.
couldn't. You can't.
Yeah.
You can't explain love, but you feel it and you know it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I can't explain why I love my dog. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I can't, to somebody who's never had a dog
Yeah.
type shit. And I'm
Or
just using
somebody
that-
who's not an animal lover.
somebody who's on an animal lover type
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
I can't explain to a doctor why we need to create as artists.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? Like, I'm here taking tumors out of brains, and you want to rap?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't explain it.
Inexplicable. Yeah.
So I think that was my evolution when it came to leaving the cult. Excuse me, church.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've been on a constant wave of learning and evolving, and I'm unapologetic about it.
Listen, man. Well, I appreciate your perspective. I appreciate you even mentioning that in the record. And the reason, you know, we was talking so heavily about it because on that record with Whitney, you know what I'm saying, you kind of mentioned your stint at the, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I listened to the project, man. What you mean? You know what I'm saying? You kind of mentioned it, and it's like, oh, you know, I definitely would like to ask him about that. Like, what, you know, what was that? So, you know, you give a lot of yourself in the records. You have fun. You give us bars on top of bars, but you also give a lot of yourself, and we appreciate the project. Well, I know I do. You know what I'm saying? I hope you guys definitely go check that out. Where can they find your music, man?
Just Google me.
What's
King Docious. King spelled traditionally Docious, Docious. The beautiful Aquarius, Black Swan Dawn.
Is this project on all platforms, or where can they find it?
Huh?
Is the project? Play it smooth.
I don't even know the lyrics. And I wrote it all.
That joint was hot. You know what I'm saying? You wrote that?
Nah,
I
Whitney
was
wrote
about
it.
to say, man.
Whitney the
that's-
truth, man.
Nah. Listen, that melody that she came up, play it cool, true. That joint was hot. You know what I'm saying? That joint was hot.
She's the GOAT. It's on Bandcamp right now. I'm gonna tell you why it's on Bandcamp right now. I have a love-hate relationship with Spotify.
Talk to him, my guy. Talk to him. Listen, you're not the only one, blood.
I do, man. I'm tripping.
Listen,
this is good.
I got a whole song. Listen, when my project drop, y'all look for Strep Throat. Okay? That's the name of the record. Go check that out when that drops.
shout out
Strep
to
Throat. Strep Throat.
I'm
You know
gonna
what I'm
stream
saying?
it
Make
right
sure
now
you go
from
get that.
Napster.
I just kind of give my thoughts and perspective on Spotify, but it's nothing detailed, nothing in depth. Just, you know, quick little excerpt on what I think. But
On Strep Throat?
no, not on Strep Throat, but on Spotify, man. So what is it about Spotify why do you have a love or hate relationship?
I
with
have a
Spotify?
love-hate relationship with Spotify because of how we're getting paid on the fraction of a penny as artists, bro. Like, look at this. We're in a studio, my nigga. Like, this is an investment. There is
Talk to 'em.
bread put into this shit. This equipment that we're talking through, there is money put in. This could go to, like, several other investments for
Right, for
selfish reasons. But we are here creating art, creating content, and we're dishing it out and we're putting it on different platforms. Granted, the platforms, thank you. You know what I mean? Like, it took geniuses, it took other creatives to
Right.
create those platforms.
Right.
But when it comes to the breakdown of, you know, how we're getting compensated for, you know, for each individual, for each entity providing these services.
IP is what I call it, which stands for intellectual property.
Respect.
You know what I'm saying?
Thank
That's
you.
how I think of it, because
Yeah.
even this project you put together, you know, these are your thoughts. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? This was your creation, and then, you know, like the owner of Spotify said recently, for him to say, well, if you're not making enough money, just make more music. It's like, well, you're benefiting from us creating more music, but
Yeah,
you're not.
man.
You're not.
That was the
paying
most
people who,
rid- like, I don't even know. I don't even have a word for it, but it was the most dense thing a motherfucker can say.
Yeah. He ain't reading the room
Far from
before he
it.
speaks.
Oh, you ain't making money? Then make more music. Like,
Yeah.
do you know what we do to create this shit, my nigga?
Yeah.
We go, like, being an artist means we are constantly reopening scabs of our hearts, bro, and our souls. You know what I mean?
I ain't
like,
think about it like that.
there is like constantly we can get over some shit. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I can get over a heartbreak next week based
Right.
off of how much Jim Beam I drink type shit.
Right.
But when I get into a studio or when I have to re-perform the song type shit,
Yeah.
I am
Okay.
constantly reliving
Yeah.
that fucking trauma. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it's like, okay, cool. You know what I mean? The melody's lit type shit. You know, the songs, the bars are fire type shit. But every time I have to relive that shit, you don't know what I have to do to come back to this fun-loving motherfucker that you guys can laugh at type shit. And I'm okay with that. This is the profession that I chose type shit.
Right,
Because
right,
God
right.
knows I can't be a pharmacist,
Right.
even though I fucks with handling people drugs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
You
digressing,
ain't trying to cut no grass though. Huh?
I'm not
You know
trying
what
to
I'm
cut no grass.
Unless you cutting a certain type of grass off a tree, right? I got you. Off a bush or whatever you want to call it. Anyway,
look-
go ahead. Finish your statement.
So it comes to a point where we're like, where the artist is the artist is constantly going through emotional roller coasters. You know what I mean? And we're dealing with this shit. And to say just make more music, we can make more music based off of our own freedom and liberty. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I'm gonna get to the root of the issue. The fact is, we're getting paid as an artist. For those of you who don't know, when you fuck with Spotify or iTunes or what have you type shit, the artist is getting paid. Each stream is like 0.00001876543 of the cent,
Yeah.
of a penny.
Yeah.
It's not even a whole ass penny.
Yeah.
You see
Don't
that
worry
shit?
about that. We good. Hey, we good. Hey. Technical difficulties, man. Keep going, brother.
We're getting paid 0.00001876453 cent of a penny. It's not even a full penny per stream type shit. So let's say I get 300 streams, I'm probably getting paid $1.36
Yeah.
type shit for 300 streams type shit. So even though Spotify helps me as an artist put my shit on a platform for other people to listen to, in comparison to how much money and sweat and blood that I had to invest into that shit, I can't see the value in that. I don't give a fuck about a blue check, my nigga. Like, I don't give a fuck about thousands of streams or monthly listeners. You know what I mean? Like, I do give a fuck about the people who are listening to my music, but at the end of the day, like, I can't eat off of that shit. And I'm not complaining to the people. I'm not complaining to the people who fuck with my music and support me. I fucking love you guys, bro. Like, I do. I love you guys so much, and I'm so appreciative. I'm holding back tears for the simple fact that Lamont is telling me that he listens to my music. Like, you don't understand how, like, I'm an Aquarius, bro. I'm weird. And it took me years to, like, accept that type shit. So it's like, I'm hearing this man tell me that he listens to my music and he's quoting shit, and that shit means the most to me. That shit means the world to me type shit. But it comes to a point where it's like, I want to keep doing this because he can relate. You know what I mean?
Right.
He can see what I'm trying to create type shit. But I can't eat off of what the streams are doing to me.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So I said all that to say, That's why I put it on Bandcamp. And it took a lot of it took a Bandcamp. For those who don't know, Bandcamp is a platform for you to like, sell merch and sell music and sell art type shit. For those who
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
have music and stuff on there. Y'all go check that
I'll
out.
follow you on Bandcamp.
Yeah.
My
I
Bandcamp
didn't
is
know you.
whack.
I didn't know you could follow people.
You could. I'm
Yeah.
learning. Very
Yeah.
simple. Very simple.
Well, go ahead, finish
Oh
your
yeah.
statement.
So what was I talking about?
you say you get
Oh.
that's the reason your music is on Bandcamp.
That's the reason why my music is on Bandcamp, and it took me a long time for me to like talk myself into putting a price on what I create, a reasonable price, because I'm still I know my position. You know what I mean? I'm not a Drake. You know what I mean? I'm not a Wayne. I'm not these type of niggas, which is perfectly fine. I know who I am. I know my strengths type shit. But at the same time, it's like I know what I can bring. I know the type of quality of art that I can offer people who fuck with my niche, who fuck with my art type shit.
Right.
So it's like I put a price on it. You know what I mean? And I'm okay with you if you don't want to buy it. That's your prerogative. But if you fuck with it and you do want to purchase it, I'm humbled and I'm grateful as fuck that you do see the value in me. And that gives me more strength as an artist to want to create more dope shit. So it's like fuck, support black business, my nigga. You know what I mean?
There you
support art. You know what I mean?
You
Like,
have it. Support black business. I
100.
like that. Just
that.
for sure. Not just that, but I'm just saying it's so much truth to what you're saying. And coming from somebody who also put his music on Bandcamp and understanding that whole dynamic of like Spotify, how they not really giving back to the people who kind of invested in their business. And it's like, yeah, it's sweat equity at the end of the day.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? And so I definitely agree with that, man. So what I need y'all to do right now, if you watching this and you ain't checked out this essential
as
mixtape, I need you to go do that. And if you messing with it, man, I need you to go ahead and download that. I'm telling you, what's it running? $8?
$8. But you know what? I'm gonna do this right now. You just gave me an idea. You know what I'm saying? Like if you seen this clip, right? We're gonna give you a download code. I'm gonna drop the price for $3, my nigga.
So you talking about
$5.
I was about to get to it. So you telling me it's gonna be $5?
It'll be $5 if you drop this. We're gonna put the clip. What's the name of this this video? Of this podcast, the video.
Oh, the name of the podcast?
Yeah.
Artist to Artist Podcast.
Artist to Artist Podcast. We're gonna make a download code. Artist to Artist. And if you use that download, I'll send you the download code and you can use it for Bandcamp. And it'll be $5.
This what I need you to do. If you messing with me, I need you to go check it out. And if you messing with that, I need you to go ahead and download that. You understand what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. I need you to go check it out and listen to it. See if you rocking with it, and then I need you to download it. I know you're gonna be rocking with it because I'm rocking with it. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's hot. It's good stuff. You know what I mean? And you know I don't mess with no trash.
He doesn't.
You know what I'm saying? I just don't. I don't mess with no guys. You know what I'm saying? What you call it? Escalated taste? No, it's got escalated. I'm escalated.
I saw the bottle. You have excellent taste.
Yeah. Bottle of water. I got a bottle of water.
I saw the Fiji.
Well, yeah, I be drinking Fiji, man.
Oh,
I be trying to, you know what I'm saying? They say Sean Room put me on that. He was on the mixtape. Sean Room. He was on there with you and Whitney. But he put me on to the Fiji water, man. You know what I'm saying? He was saying the pH balance is right. It's more alkaline than some of this other water out here. So that's why I started, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get healthy, man.
Shout out to health. Look at him drinking all that water. Thirsty.
It's Nestle, though.
Hydrated.
I don't know if that makes a difference. You know what I mean?
It's water, as long as we're drinking water.
But it's the type of water, according to Sean's Room. At me. You got to add him. You got to go at him.
Y'all don't know that Sean's a scientist.
Sean's Room. At me. Shout out to Sean's Room,
Shout out to Sean's Room.
Look, man, it's been great talking to you, man. When you get ready to drop that album, I need you to come back. And so,
dope.
you know what I'm saying? I'm looking forward to that. Like, for real.
I would love
you
to.
Know what I'm saying?
I had fun. I can go for days right now.
Nah, for sure. I'm your boy, Lamontmusik. You can find me on IG, LamontMusik. Yeah. Go to my website, www.lamontmusik.com. That's www.lamontmusik.com. And one more time for good measure, www.lamontmusik.com. Y'all go check me out. I got a new single out called Justice. I'm hanging with my man King Docious. He got a new mixtape out called Essential as What?
As fuck.
Essential as what?
As fuck.
One more time. time for good measure. Essential as what?
As fuck.
Yeah, man, y'all go check that out. I'm talking if you like bars, if you like having to go back and listen again and again just to hear new things from the same record, this is the project for you. You know what I'm saying? If you a rapper, you can learn a thing or two. I'm telling you, you're gonna listen, you're gonna learn about alliteration, you're gonna learn about, you know what I'm saying, punchlines, delivery, timing, you're gonna learn about a lot of things if you're a rapper.
Damn.
So if you rap, you need to go check this out. You know what I'm saying? And if you just looking for good music, you need to go check this out. You know what I mean? And if you rocking with me, I encourage you to go check this out. But check me out too. You feel me? The shameless plug. You feel me? Shameless plug. Nah, man. I wish you the best, my guy. Keep rocking and come back and see us. You know what I'm saying? When you drop the album. You know what I'm saying? So y'all stay tuned. Y'all keep watching. It's Artist to Artist Podcast. We signing out, my boy. Ryder, baby. We out.
Both for free when you know me to bring that dope like it ain't no heat. BAG means so the fiends in the scene when I come around.